Have you ever wondered why you choose to do one thing over another? Well, in philosophy we call this reasons for action. Think of reasons as two parts. First, a desire or something that you want, and second, a belief. The idea that doing a specific action will get you that thing. Imagine Sarah. She wants to feel warm. She believes that turning on the heater will help. That desire plus belief combo explains why she flips the switch. But philosophers also break down reasons more deeply. Some reasons actually move us, for example, the motivating reasons. And some of them just count as good reasons to act, that are the normative reasons. And other simply explains how events happen, explanatory reasons. By understanding these layers, we see that our choices aren't random. They are guided by what we want and what we think will work. Pretty cool, right? Let's rewind to ancient Greece. Aristotle believed that everything we do comes from one or more of seven causes: chance, our nature, pressure from outside, habits we would, our own reasoning, and strong emotions or pure desire. Picture someone opening an umbrella because they habitually check the sky, feel the first raindrops, and believe it will keep them dry. All those causes mix together to explain why they act. Fast forward to the 18th century, the philosopher Thomas Ray challenges the idea that our actions are just links in a chain of events. He says that we are not like billiard balls bouncing around. Instead, each of us can fully choose and start actions ourselves. Right views means you are an active player and you are not just a pawn of fate. And well, this perspective reminds us that our choices matter because we, as agents, decide what to do, making us truly responsible for our actions. Remember how we talked about belief and desire? Well, now imagine you're thirsty and believe that drinking water will quench your thirst. That simple thought, I want water and the glass will satisfy me, combines to make reach out and take it. Remember how we talked about belief and desire? Well, now imagine you're thirsty and believe that drinking water will quench your thirst. Well, that simple thought, I want water and the glass will satisfy me, combines to make you reach out and take a drink. Philosophers call this the belief desire model. Our desires sets the goal, the feeling refreshed, and our belief points to the method, drinking water. But there is more. Sometimes we act not just because we want something, but because our values or principles guide us. For example, you might donate to a charity not for praise, but because you believe it's the right thing to do. Here, reason steps in. It helps us decide which beliefs and desires align with our deeper principles. In other words, our actions aren't random. They're shaped by the way what we want and what we think will work. Now let's look inside our brains to see why we act. Neuroscience has shown that some decisions light up special areas. Imagine you face a moral choice, like helping a friend at personal cost. Studies reveal that deep moral values activate brain regions different from those used for simple reward thinking. In other words, when you act out of a strong principle, your brain isn't just doing cost benefit calculation, it's honoring something you hold sacred. At the same time, our everyday habits and routines tell a story about who we are. Philosophical psychology reminds us that repeated actions like your morning coffee ritual aren't just automatic. They reflect what you value most, whether comfort, health, focus, or connection. By paying attention to these inner patterns and brain signals, we start to see that our actions spring from both subconscious wiring and conscious values. Imagine you've achieved everything you thought mattered, yet you still feel something's missing. That's where existential questions come in. Why am I here? What truly matters? Philosophers like Agnes Callard say we grow by constantly asking these big questions. Even if we don't find final answers, it's like training your mind to stay curious and honest with yourself. Think of someone who, after landing their dream job still wonders, is this really my purpose? That nagging question can spark a journey of self-discovery, reading, talking, reflecting. In that process, you might rethink your values, change goals, or embrace new passions. In other words, by living the questions, you learn more about who you are and what drives you. This existential search makes our actions richer because they are not just about getting things done, they are about finding what makes life worth living. Well, throughout this journey, we've seen that our actions aren't random sparks in the dark. They glow from the sparks of our desires, guided by our beliefs and shaped by our values. Aristotle 7 causes the modern brain science. Every choice we make is a blend of habit reason, emotion, and deep moral commitments. And when we dare to ask the big existential questions like, why am I here? We unlock new levels of meaning and authenticity. Ultimately, knowing why we do what we do help us live with more purpose and also help us making wiser choices and connecting more truly with ourselves and with others. Keep shining your light in every decision, big or small, and watch your world transform.